What you're about to hear is graphic and painful, but it's critical to understanding what this case is really about. Jane Doe, one of Diddy's many girlfriends, took the stand again this morning and shared what prosecutors say is evidence of trafficking, drugging, coercion, and psychological control, all hidden under the cover of luxury hotels, paid for apartments, and celebrity fantasy. She testified that these so called hotel nights happened as often as once a week between 2021 and 2023. At first, Diddy selected the men, then Jane began choosing them herself, not out of desire, but because she couldn't escape. She said, I couldn't get away from this. She'd reach out to adult entertainers, book their travel, and pay them with Diddy's money, sometimes in cash, sometimes on Cash App. These encounters were always for Diddy's entertainment. She said, quote, it was his fantasy. She described the routine, dressing up, doing foreplay, acting seductive while Diddy watched, masturbated, and sometimes participated. But what was not included was protection. They had a recording of one of these hotel nights where she asked the escort to wear a condom, but Diddy said to her, you were just taking that dick. If you don't touch yourself right now, she felt like she had no say in anything happening. She said that Diddy liked to play around with the semen once they finished on her. She also shared that they used ecstasy, Molly, and Xanax during these nights, often given to her by Diddy or his team. We also learned that the pink powder found in Diddy's hotel is called 2C, and although it's called pink cocaine, it's actually a psychedelic. They mix things like ketamine, MDMA, cocaine, meth, opioids, benzos, bath salts, fentanyl, and other drugs all together and use food dye or colored baking powder to give it the pink color. Every batch is different, so you never know what you're actually ingesting. This stuff is dangerous, and I am so thankful that this wasn't around in my younger days. Jane admitted that she transported drugs for him from LA to Miami. When she asked Christina Korm if it was safe, Christina said, it's fine, I do it all the time. Still waiting for her testimony, by the way. She said she had one rule, and that was that other men couldn't use drugs because she didn't want them to be out of control while they were with her. But for her, she had to have the drugs to get through it. Otherwise, it was just too real. One of the most devastating moments came when she talked about her birthday. Diddy promised her that they would spend it alone, and she was so excited. They were eating sushi at Nobu when he said, we have entertainment. She said she gulped because she already knew what that meant. Back at the hotel, a man came in and she described trying to him like a robot. He was sweaty. She wasn't feeling it, but Diddy pressured her. When she asked for a condom, he looked at her with disgust. Apparently, Diddy did not want these men to wear condoms because he just didn't like the way it looked. He claims the men were regularly tested, but let's not forget he started out getting them from Craigslist. After that man left, Diddy brought in another and then another. She said she kept going because she wanted to make him happy. She said, I love my partner as she cried on the sand. This wasn't about a relationship. This was about control, about power, about breaking someone down so thoroughly that even on their birthday, she couldn't say no. This is what the prosecution says is the heart of the case. Not celebrity, not gossip, but exploitation. They broke here for lunch, so make sure to follow me for the breakdown of her afternoon testimony.